testing them is huge. Getting on site and not knowing, not having gone location scouting. Actually, this is last semester, a video that our class made. It was a documentary, and they had this, oh, we have a great studio, it'll be wonderful, we'll shoot there. Well, we got there, and they hadn't location scouted for video, and there were trains going by like every 2 seconds. We literally had the whole thing set up, and we had to reshoot they had to reshoot the entire thing because they didn't do their due diligence and location scout and test and, take a camera there and see. So doing that is huge, I think, for any production. Checking every single frame if you're the director or camera person, because once you're on the edit, you do not have time to go, you don't have the chance to go back and get another one. So if you're not checking every single frame, especially for corporate video, if you're making your own projects, one thing, it's like you have yourself to blame, but when someone's paying you to do a project and you make a mistake,
What do you mean by check every frame? Like, is each number
every time no, that's a scene, but I'm just talking about looking at a camera.
Oh,
Like, okay, we're setting up this interview. Don't just assume your camera person's getting it if you're the director. Go up to the camera and check the frame.
Make sure like props are reset and nothing's strange from one image to one image.
Yeah. So, then the different locations. There's a lot of limitations when you're shooting in a corporate building. They're not set up always to shoot a video. So, just knowing if there's windows, being prepared to Duvetine, which is, black coating that you put on outside the window so that, the sunlight doesn't get it if that's going to be an issue. Again, with sound, if there's a lot of people walking by. A lot of times we'll shoot at a big sales meeting somewhere. And at that point, if you're going to just shoot canvas of people out, it's going to be loud. So there's nothing you can do about that, but you should let your client know. Okay, this video is going to be great, still going to be engaging, but it'll not have the best sound. There's nothing we can do. If you want to shoot in green screen and then put imagery in that, or if you can shoot in a corporate setting, or if you can shoot in a real setting, or if you need to rent a studio. And again, noise is a huge thing, like I just said. It's just something to always be thinking about and be prepared for. And then I'm going to quickly run through these production documents. These are important things for you guys when you're shooting. When we do the project, you're going to be expected to have these things for the corporate or the narrative films in different capacities. We'll go over the narrative ones more specifically, but these are things when you get on your set, you're expected to have. Otherwise, things are not going to flow. So a timeline is a great thing for your clients, just to tell them, hey, this is when we're delivering what we need from you, what we are going to give you, and when we're going to do it. And then just a calendar example. The script, the treatment, the interview questions. Obviously, everyone in your crew is going to need copies of this. On the day of, while you're shooting, having them hard copies is huge. Call sheets. We usually do 2 different ones, one for client and one for crew because they need different information. So again, this is something that you will need the day of. So here is a client call sheet. So obviously it says who we're shooting, we're doing a video shoot, when, how long we'll need to be there. The next page actually says like what they should and shouldn't wear, avoid tight patterns, avoid bright white. If you're going to shoot on green, avoid wearing anything green because green screen, obviously, you don't want to wear green when you're shooting on green screen. Where we're shooting and what we're shooting. And then for your crew, here is a typical call sheet. So we really break it down hour by hour, what we're shooting, if it's going to be something different. What time the crew call is, where we're going, the actual address. The corporate people, they know where their headquarters are, but your crew does not necessarily know that. Who your crew is and their phone numbers, because you never know that morning of your video director or camera guy or whomever oversleeps and you need to get a hold of them or they're lost. You want to have a sheet available right away so you have the number. And then a prop list, anything you think you'll need. The worst thing is if you have, he's holding a glass of champagne to cheers, and then you get there and realize you don't have the champagne or the glass. You just look not so smart in front of your clients. And post-production. The producer is really, reliable for the pairs and pieces of getting the process moving, getting all the elements together, and delivering it to the clients. And the process includes this. You create a rough cut, then the internal team reviews their a rough cut, provides feedback. Again, this is what you guys will be doing. Whoever's your editor with the director and or producer will work to create the rough cuts. You guys will review it internally, give each other feedback. Usually a rough fine cut is without the music, without titles, but it's exactly what it will look like visually. Then you'll send that to the client review, but in this case, the client will be me. Then you go back and make any changes, you get the final approval from the client, and then you deliver it whatever proper format that is, whether it's getting it to a webcast provider to webcast it, or, posting it on a link that you send out, or getting them a DVD made. Okay, so now we're gonna, it's up to you guys. Do you guys want to take we do our break, we have to have our little meetings, or we just can do a quick 15-minute brainstorm and have our break/meetings. I think that's probably better. That's fine. I know it's been sitting for a while.
Is there
But
any way that we can have this information
what information?
printed or
We can send it fast.
Yeah, we already stuck on our taking notes.
It was just a lot of info. It looked like really good stuff that you should know. It's just harder to write down because there's so much of it.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of handouts. Actually, no, these are more for our thing. And it's
Just
like what?
Well, is this a PowerPoint?
No, this is a Prezi. So the whole idea is that it's just supposed to be, instead of me writing on the boards, I don't have it in a way that I can give it to you guys. Do you want me to go back over anything? I'm happy to, but
Yeah, like the proposal process. I think that there's some really important stuff in there, but there's just a lot of info.
Because I took pictures of the earlier screen, so I could just send them to you.
I might just take a picture of every screen. What the proposal process. So yeah. This is the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
I'm recording it right now.
Are you really?
Hell yeah, I'm recording it
I
now.
couldn't write
I
this.
really
I suck at taking notes anyway, so
Turning bits and pieces that I can't write more than 5 minutes without my hand just being like, no, put that down.
Okay.
So what happens is you get screws in your hand.
too, right? But it's really good stuff.
Let me see
I
how
want
to
so is there
download the
something here that you guys
PDFs.
want to,
Yeah, just the beginning of this to that.
so the input meeting?
Is this the beginning, or was there one before this?
Yeah, there was one before that.
I'll just take photos. 'Cause I remember doing those. Getting started.
Put a giant list of the producer. That's
bring in
the
your
one.
camera
Okay.
next
Oh,
time.
okay.
Or,
So yeah, here's the people who are involved.
because then we'll just video it.
Then you can go faster.
Because I'm already at 8 minutes.
Okay.
So this is
And
the executive producer.
19 megabytes.
Like I said, they mostly just oversee everything. They're sort of like the boss in charge of every project. So the producers list is long, but essentially what you guys should just know is that they are in charge of making everything happen. So a lot of times they're not, out there physically doing things, but they're communicating to an animator or to a videographer what the idea is and then what they want from them. And then reviewing from that person and making sure if the end result is what they had envisioned in the first place. So it's really your job as a producer to pull this through with all the team members from beginning to end.
So everything from this point on is basically what the producer does.
Everything what?
Like what you showed us after this, all the budget.
Yeah, budgeting.
All this.
Well, the creative director would write the actual treatment or write the creative part or script it.